Would you look at that? Pretty people in space.
Hello? Anybody here?
Hello? Do you know what's going on? Nobody else is awake.
I think something went wrong with the hibernation pods.
Passengers is directed by Morton Tilden and it stars Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. So 5,000 people board a ship called the Avalon to go to a new planet called Homestead 2, and the journey takes 120 years. 30 years into that trip, Chris Pratt's pod, like hibernation pod, malfunctions and he wakes up 90 years too soon. So it's him trying to deal with the fact that he has 90 years until the ship arrives and he may most probably die. So what does he do? Jennifer Lawrence, he brings her and they hang out. He wakes her up and they just hang out. A couple of good things about Passengers. Chris Pratt, he shows something a little bit more dramatic that I haven't seen in him much recently. I mean, I've seen Parks and Rec and Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World and like Magnificent Seven. They're all where Chris Pratt's being fun and laid back and kinda dumb, but here he has to be like smart and dramatic. And that's something that I really bored about in Chris Pratt in this movie, and I really liked that. It showed more range than he has shown to me previous, and I commend that. Also, I don't know who he is, but the bartender in this movie, great character, really loved him. He was really entertaining to watch. He was just something for the actors like Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence to go back and forth with about their problems and what they were going to do. The whole movie as well, beautifully well shot, beautiful to look at. I like the lights, I like the design of the robots, I like the spaceship, the way that the corkscrew kind of like span around, and I liked how the cinematography moved when the corkscrew was spinning around and they went outside on the ship, like walking around in space and all that. And those scenes with the cinematography, loved them. Great sequences. If there are some problems with Passengers, I'd say there's quite a few. Jennifer Lawrence, before everyone was just like, yes, I love Jennifer Lawrence, she's so great. And that was about up to joy, and then X-Men Apocalypse happened, and then everyone's just like, she mailed it in, she doesn't care anymore. So now like the internet hates Jennifer Lawrence or something like that. And here it kind of shows she mailed this run in. She mailed it in. She was just doing Jennifer Lawrence things. The script also falters at times. I mean, there's times where the dialogue's okay, but then there's other times when the dialogue's really predictable, and then you can tell what the next character is going to say. And it comes off relatively cheesy. I was thinking that the pacing in this movie is the best that possibly could have been done at this point for the movie, because the movie is kind of in 3 acts, is kind of like 3 different sci-fi genres. So like the first one's sci-fi drama with Chris Pratt, and then the second act sci-fi romance with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence, and then the final act is sci-fi thriller where Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt are just trying to do something really, really fast. And that kind of made the third act feel a little bit unbalanced, because like it takes 25 minutes for the first act, and then it's like an hour and a bit for the second act, and then it's like 20 minutes for the final act, and that was it. That was the end of the movie. I would say that the whole premise, you really get into the movie because of the intrigue. Plot itself, really interesting, it's really intriguing, and it's what gets you invested in the movie. But then there are times when you lose intrigue, and at that point you just don't care about the movie, and that's a problem for the movie going forwards. Because you're going to be sitting there, or you or a friend, you're going to be sitting there and you're going to be wondering, this is a bit boring. Like, can I check the time on my phone? And that's not good to have in a movie. Anyway, Passengers, the easiest way to describe it. If you've seen the trailer, seen the movie, there are no surprises. Actually, there was one surprise for me, but that was about it. That is about it. Passengers, though, relatively good time. I did enjoy it for the most part, and I thought it was really pretty interesting. Passengers, I will say, Platypus approves. Have you seen Passengers? What did you think of it? What's your favourite, like, sci-fi isolation movie? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you're enjoying it, and subscribe to become one of the Platypus, and see you guys next time. Bye. Oh wow, you made it to the end of the video. Good job. How about you click that subscribe button for more content? Or click one of these 2 videos. You know, either one's good enough.